Hey guys, what's up? It's once again MP4podcast.com, and today we're taking a look at all the different tablets that I have. And I'm going to run down what I like about them and what I don't like about them. Now, they all have their pluses and minuses, and in some ways there are a winner more than others, but there really isn't a clear winner, but there are some things you may want to be aware of. So let me turn back my... This is my Acer, and I actually forgot what model it is, but however, all the information will be in the description box and with links and everything. First off, we're going to take a look at the Blackberry Playbook. I have to say this is a very interesting tablet. What caught my eye and made me want to buy it was the price, basically. It's $300 at BlackBerry.com, and the 64 gig model is $300. I mean, to get a 64 gig iPad, you know, you're talking $700. I have to say, I really do love the BlackBerry OS. It's very smooth. It's probably the smoothest OS that I have played with, and it just runs really good. And for some reason, I do like playing games on this. Maybe more than any of my other tablets. Now, there are some concerns about BlackBerry. What's the future of BlackBerry? But, you know, if you need a good tablet and you just want to browse, play a few games, and, you know, it has excellent flash support. So it's a pretty overall good damn device. This is a case that I got for it. I got this case off of Amazon. It's not really the best case, but however, it's not the worst case. You can, as you can see, lay it on a table or something like that, so you can watch a movie or something. The only thing I don't like about it, there's no rubber band over here. Maybe you can get your own rubber band or look at a different case. Can't really remember how much I paid for this. One thing I don't like about it is the case. It's very hard to hit the volume buttons. Other people have, I think, talked about when it's when it's not in the case that they had problems with it. However, I didn't really have problems, but they're a little bit on the small side, not really super large, but again, like, I didn't have any major issues with it. So anyway, let's take a look at the Acer, and I'll be going over the OSs and what I think of what's good and what's bad and about everything. What's good about Android? Well, it's open source, anybody can play with it, and here we have an Amazon Kindle, and Amazon took Google's OS and made their own device, and so did Barnes & Noble. So what do I like about this? Well, it has a Tegra 2 chip. It's not the Tegra 3 chip, but it still runs pretty damn well. What don't I like about this particular Android tablet? Well, it's the screen. If I look dead on, I start to get that weird negative effect, as you guys can see. However, this tablet is more, I guess, to be held this way, so you're going to naturally tilt it a little bit on the downside. And if you tilt it on the downside, the screen's actually fine. It's not really a problem. It's when you start to move it a little bit. However, it is a little bit of an issue when you're holding it this way. I actually have to just tilt it a little bit this way so it looks normal, and I don't get those crushed blacks. So if somebody's wearing a black suit, it's going to be completely washed out and look really weird. Kind of like the very old LCD computer monitors, a little bit on that level. Now, I'm going to take a look at the Amazon Kindle, and what do I like about the Amazon Kindle? Well, the price is really good. It's only $200, and it does allow you to install apps that are not from the Amazon App Store. So if there's a game that you like, you can go to the developer's site. If they have a direct link, you can download it and install it with no problems. And you can install other apps. You can put them on any computer and move them over through through a USB cable, and dump them in and install them. So Amazon's a little open about that, kind of like regular Android. Now, what do I like about the Amazon Kindle? Well, I really like how if you buy an app, they give out the free apps that, every day. Let me just go to the App Store on Amazon Kindle. Every day when you go here, there is one free item. I already bought that item. it's not even probably a good app. It only gets 2.5 stars, but it was free, and I can download these apps for free, when they're on sale. However, when they do go back on to sale, I own them. Okay, so that's a pretty good deal. On Android, as far as I know, if an app is free and you delete it from your device, it is no longer free. Okay, so either back it up. There's programs that back up your apps. Most apps you can back up on Android, except for a few that have copy protection, and then you need a rooted device, and you need to use, I think, titanium backup. So you can back them up. However, backing up, it's kind of a pain. With the Amazon Kindle, everything is in the cloud. My Amazon Kindle started to run a little crappy, and because it only has 8 gigs of RAM in here, however, only 6 is available for regular use. The other 2 gigs are for the OS. Started to run kind of crappy because I filled it up with like too much stuff. So I did a simple restore. Everything showed up again. All the apps I ever downloaded, I have complete access to them. I can just download whatever I wanted. And that was probably about a month ago. But overall, I still installed a lot of apps again, and it's still running reasonably good. But I download a lot of apps. Because I review apps, so I'm always downloading, like maybe sometimes 10 apps a day on different devices, looking to make videos for you guys. There is no microphone, so you can't use something like Skype, which is a little bit of a downer. So maybe you could install text-free if you can get that the APK for that, or maybe go to their website. Overall, it's a pretty good device. The only thing I have to say is a little bit on the weak side is the browser. It's not too bad. I'm getting a little bit more used to it. It's just not as smooth per se. However, I've seen people make videos, and it does seem to be better than what it used to be. So anyway, we're going to move on to the Barnes & Noble Nook. Now, what can I say about the Barnes & Noble Nook is, let me see, not right now. Leave me alone. Downloading a bunch of stuff or whatever. How are the games? Are there a lot of good games on here? Not really. Are there some good apps? Yeah, there's some good apps here. I guess they're starting to get some good games. Riptide GP is an awesome game. I love that game. It's really good. They got Angry Birds. They got some other games. It's a little harder to find the free games. You can put free apps, do a search, or 0.00 to find the free apps. There are tons of free apps on the Barnes & Noble Nook. However, they don't have like a good variety of Gameloft games, and on the Amazon Kindle there are a lot of Gameloft games. So if you like Gameloft, definitely go with the Amazon Kindle. There is an extra 512 megs of RAM in here, and the browser does run much better. I think Dolphin Browser HD does run a lot better. Do I like this tablet? Yeah, sure I do. It's actually a very comfortable tablet. I actually think it's probably one of the most comfortable to hold, and it's probably pretty good for reading. Now, you can look at things plus and minus. There's going to be some books you're going to find on Barnes & Nobles. There's going to be some books you're going to find on Amazon Kindle. And if that's a problem, then you go with Android and you get the apps for them, and you can do that. Or you can do that on iOS. What I don't like about this case, well, the volume. It's like the rubber band goes over it, but it's not that bad. You can press into the rubber band or press up. Not that big of a deal. I don't know. I had a little bit of a problem putting the screen protector. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see that, but there's a little bit of a lift here on that. But I don't think it's all that bad on Barnes & Noble. I think it's a good tablet, but I just think they need to get more apps, and I think after that it'll be pretty good. What's good about this is that it does take an SD slot, unlike the Amazon Kindle, which does not. So that's kind of you can upgrade this to 32 gigs, and over that, considering that if you do root it and you do get real Android on it, it's actually a really good device after that. And you can install pretty much anything. One other thing I do want to talk about is, you know, I own a lot of GameLoft games, and you guys know I review a lot of them. Here, let me see. When I got this device about a month ago, there's a lot of games that I don't have access to that I bought. And the reason because of that is GameLoft has to make sure that all the games run good on the different CPUs and GPUs. This uses the Tegra 2 chip, so a lot of the games that came out for Android weren't optimized for the Tegra 2. Now, my best device that I have where I can download any GameLoft game from the Android market or Google Play is the Droid X that I have. It's a single core CPU. It uses a Power VR, and that's really good. Now, you know, Samsung's like a Samsung Galaxy. You know, if you're looking to get something cheap, don't get the Samsung Galaxies. I think it's the Verizon one. It may actually, it's locked up on me. The Samsung Galaxies, I know the Verizon one, there's a huge problem with that where you can't install apps on it. Google Play, Google Market or Google Play, whatever you want to call it. There's a chip in the Samsung Galaxy. I don't know what the problem is. It's just a problem. Usually people come across it within a year of owning the devices. So a Droid X would be good if you want to get into Android gaming. You want something like that. Don't get me wrong, the Tegra 2 chip on this is amazing. I played Riptide on this and it plays really good. Of course, a Tegra 3 chip is going to be even better. Now, what do I like about this? Acer, even though the screen's not completely perfect, a lot of times I'll be using it and I know how to hold it. It doesn't bother me. I prefer 7-inch tablets over the big ones, to tell you the truth. I really do enjoy them. They're more comfortable to hold when you're gaming. I mean, I can get my thumbs across this device, absolutely no problem. Of course, there'll be a little bit of an issue, maybe getting something over here. And on a mobile phone or something, that's definitely not going to be here. But a lot of times it's much more enjoyable just playing something in a first-person shooter on a bigger device. Now we're going to look at the mother of all my tablets, which is the new iPad. And what do I like about it and what don't I like about the iPad? Well, what don't I like about the iPad? Well, it gets a little warm at the bottom left-hand corner. However, it's not really that big a concern. It only warms up if you're playing games or maybe you're running an intensive app. Maybe if it's a long time, you'll pick up a little warmth. However, you know, just having a case on it, I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see this case, and a back flip, that's actually a lot to, so you don't really notice it that much, but you might feel it a little bit over here. But now going on to what do I like about it and what do I don't like about it? Well, with firmware 5.0, which all the new iPads are, and if you do buy an iPad 2, like a new one, they're all going to be on firmware 5. Whatever it is. So if you download a free app and it becomes paid later, you'll still own it. So that's pretty cool. Back in the day, you had to save that app, back it up, make sure you backed up, because if you ever deleted it, you weren't going to get it for free ever again, unless it went back on the App Store for free. So that was kind of a bummer. So now this is something I do like about iOS. If I download a free game, I like to use App Shopper. It can filter apps for me. As you can see, Wolfenstein 3D Classic Premium is free. You guys can download that for free if you're interested. You know, and I can just go like this, and I can click buy, and it's going to open up the Apple App Store, and I can purchase this game for absolutely free. So, you know, when it goes back on sale for $2, I'll still own it, even if I delete it. And the reason why Apple did that, because now they're trying to sync all the different devices. You know, if you watch a movie on your iPad, it'll move over to your Apple TV, vice versa. You know, if you download something on this device, it'll download it on the other device. It's multi-syncing all the devices. Now, what don't I like about gaming on a huge tablet like this? Well, one of the problems is it's not really the tablet. However, a lot of games I don't believe were really truly optimized for tablet gaming. And, you know, we've all seen the big joysticks, you know, first-person shooters or whatever, D-pads, the virtual ones. And they were really hard to get your thumbs across, hit the buttons, you know, like this. And, you know, a lot of people have complained about the big borders, you know, the plastic borders for gaming. But if you play the game Clive, I think that the Cowboy Sci-Fi, I'll leave a link in the description box. The developer was really smart about that. What he did, he made the joystick very small. So, I mean, just going like this, you had full access of the joystick. So if I wanted to go right, I didn't have to go all the way over to here or go all the way over here. The buttons were nice and small. I actually had absolutely no problem playing that. And the only game that which I found as a fighting game which is playable on this device is the Mortal Kombat 3. And I don't even think the Bruce Lee one even worked out that good, because I remember those two actually had iPad versions. I could be wrong about the Bruce Lee one, but I have to go again and download it or whatever, played it again. But from what I remember, it didn't play that well. Mortal Kombat really wasn't 100% perfect, but it was better. And playing any iPhone game, fighting games like Street Fighter, Soul Calibur are out of the questions pretty much. The joysticks are too big, and they're just a pain to play. There are a lot of great things about playing on the iPad, such as playing virtual pool, first-person shooters. You know, when they redesign the controls and stuff, they can be very enjoyable, and you can actually just get the this cover and flip it around like this, and you're all set to go. Let me see if I get this right. And there we go. So here we got like this, and we're gaming like this, and I got my fingers moving around like that, so, you know, I can go like that, I can control this like here. It's a very relaxed way to play. So there are a lot of good things. It's just that they have to make the games right. And I think one of the problems about this was getting games from the iPhone, and then, you know, oh, we already tweaked it for iPhone and it'll work fine on the iPad. Really wasn't the case, but it seems that the new iPad, people are starting to really take notice, and I think because of that is because the sales of the new iPad are higher than even iPad 2, or probably even iPad 1 and iPad 2 put together. So once again, guys, if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to the channel. I do have specific channels for all these devices, so if you're into apps and gaming, you want to see me game on the Kindle, subscribe to the Kindle channel. I got a Blackberry, Nook, and a regular Android. I also have a regular iPhone one. So anyway, guys, this is MP4 Podcast signing out. And remember, gaming on any of these devices is good. It's just that, you know, some of them are just better at doing certain things. But they're all really good devices. Take care, everyone. Bye.